Hey everyone, Carl here with Literate Lessons, and today we're going to take a look at the two brand new Pokemon added on Pokemon Day, Walking Wake and Iron Leaves. Both of these Pokemon fit in their respective games as other Paradox Pokemon. Both have like their signature ability, Photosynthesis and Quark Drive respectively, and overall, both of these Pokemon seem very, very strong on their face value. So we're going to take a little bit of time today, kind of talk about sets for both of them, and maybe explore some team building options. Starting off with Walking Wake, this is the past Suicune, whatever you want to call it. While it does make some weird lore things for the Pokemon lore, this Pokemon overall is very, very, very good. It'll be an understatement to say that this will probably be the strongest water type on Scarlet and Violet next to Bundle. Water Dragon is a very, very good typing. You only have two real weaknesses in Fairy and Dragon. Besides that, you have the Photosynthesis ability and your signature move Hydro Steam. Hydro Steam, instead of getting a decrement in Sun, gets a 50% boost in Sun. And so a lot of what people will be doing most likely is playing this alongside Torkoal to get that boosted Hydro Steam on top of Photosynthesis boost to really just dish out a lot of big damage into opposing teams. Now, Walking Wake, on its face value, stat-wise, is very, very good. It feels very Sandy Shocks-ish when it comes to its stat distribution. Very good HP, very good defense, okay special defense, but its real big stats are its special attack and its speed, base 125 and base 109 respectively. Both of those stats mean that this Pokemon is very likely to be a special attacker, but that's not to say that its physical pool isn't terrible. Looking at its overall move pool, there's a lot of physical moves that it does give you access to. Aqua Jet, Crunch, Dragon Claw, Fire Fang, Liquidation, Low Kick. Looking through some of these, Waterfall, you obviously have Terra Blast access, Giga Impact. Most notably though, you have access to the move Breaking Swipe. Breaking Swipe means that you can play a more bulky Walking Wake that can kind of be a damage reduction tool while also still being able to deal out really big damage with your flamethrowers and hydro steams and hurricanes. Getting into some specific sets here, I have 3 sets for Walking Wake. The first one being this Assault Vest set. This one just kind of came naturally. A lot of what this set is trying to do is kind of be bulky while having access to Snarl and Breaking Swipe. We hit 139 speed-wise, so if we can get under Tailwind, we're still pretty quick. We're not quite outspeeding Iron Bundle quick, but a lot of these Iron Bundles have stopped carrying booster energy and are more going towards Covert Cloak or Focus Sash, so it'll be interesting to see as the format develops if booster energy becomes more popular on Iron Bundle again. But for right now, a lot of what this set is looking to do is just be bulky, take a couple hits, and deal massive damage or reduce damage for the team. Breaking Swipe being this stab spread move that's going to reduce your opponent's attack by 1, and Snarl being a very powerful special move on your base 125 special attack means that you don't have to invest in your attack to deal damage with this move. Same thing with Snarl. You could also play a physical set and just use Snarl in the same vein as Breaking Swipe. They're kind of interchangeable back and forth. As for the moves on this Pokemon, a lot of the time what you're going to be running is your signature Hydro Steam. Like, this is the reason you play this Pokemon. It's the best water move in the game now. And then you have access to moves like Flamethrower, Draco Meteor, and Hurricane. Those are probably your big coverage move slots, which we'll talk more about other coverage moves as we get down into these other sets. But I think Flamethrower overall is going to be the best coverage move you can play, mainly due to the fact that bundles like to Terra Ice, and this is a very good safe check into just to attack into an opposing bundle. It's going to be neutral anyway, even if they don't Terra, since it is a ice weakness, water resist ends up being neutral damage, and you do deal a lot of damage with this Pokemon. Hurricane is okay if you're playing the dual weather teams, or if you're just playing this as a rain check Pokemon. You can just slap Hurricane on it, have 100% accurate Hurricanes. You kind of just get to destroy things. Draco Meteor is the other big move. I think Draco Meteor is very, very powerful, just not for this particular set. This set is looking to take a booster energy and abuse the heck out of it. Funnily enough, you can set up Walking Wake to be mostly invested in your special attack and have it be 1 point less than your speed, so you can still get the speed boost. You could also flip it vice versa and still be very, very fast and get the special attack boost. What this means is booster energy is going to be a very versatile tool on Walking Wake, more so than being like you are pigeonholed into speed, you are pigeonholed into attack, because you can't really make your other stats work. This set overall is looking to do fast Hydro Steam, fast Dragon Pulse, because we want to be able to stay on the field for a little bit longer. You could just do Draco Meteor in the slot and be fine. And then we also have Fast Snarl, kind of trying to be a still supportive type of Pokemon while being able to deal very big damage with your Draco Meteors and your Hydro Steam. The last set here I want to talk about is this Life Orb set. It's very similar to the Booster Energy set. But instead of playing the Starl, we're just playing Flamethrower for maximum damage. We are Terra Fire, so what this means is we can Terra Fire and under next to Torkoal, and we still have a stab move that we can use that's going to do a lot of damage next to our Hydro Steam and our Draco Meteor. This set is looking to just dish out massive amounts of damage. We notably do get that Protosynthesis boost to special attack if we do have Torkoal next to us. So definitely be on the watch for Walking Wake. This is probably one of the best Paradox Pokemon we've gotten ever. And I think this will have an immediate impact on the meta. You'll have to watch for these dual weather teams with both Pelipper and Torkoal, probably playing Lilligant and maybe Palafin and some other powerful things. Kind of playing maybe a dual mode weather team like we kind of saw in Sword and Shield with the Kyogre Groudon teams. Compared to the Walking Wake, Iron Leaf's kind of got the short end of the stick. I would say overall, this Pokemon's stat line is very, very powerful still. Base 90 HP, base 88 and 108 defenses respectively, base 104 speed, base 130 attack. This puts you in the realm of like Scizor levels of damage, which is very, very good. The downside is you have this grass psychic typing that is very easy to just kind of pick on and abuse. This becomes a almost Terra must type of Pokemon, I feel like. And the fact that we don't have a good way to activate Quirk Drive makes this Pokemon a lot harder to use. That all being said, you still are a very good Pokemon. You still deal a lot of damage, and when you do get to Terra, you can definitely push that to your advantage. A lot of the moves that Iron Leaves gets is more in the realm of Virizion style of things. Take grass and fighting coverage, and I think you even get some steel. You have access to Aerial Ace and Wild Charge. I believe your only psychic type stab though that is physical, or in general, I think is Psyblade, which is the signature move. Psyblade gets a boost when used on electric terrain, which is very, very powerful, but it's not like Hydro Steam, where it gets that boost in the sun, and then you're boosted on top of that because the sun's out anyway, right? It's much harder to set up electric terrain for Iron Leaves in this situation. Looking at this first set here I have, this is probably my favorite. This looks a lot like the set that Neil's VGC did a little while ago. I believe his video went up yesterday. Bulky, looks to really push attack, gets to the speed benchmark 138, which is kind of important. A lot of Pokemon are looking to do that for some reason. I believe there's something to do with some speed calc. I'm not quite sure on it. But this is a leftover substitute set with Leaf Blade in close combat. Obviously, we would like to play our Psychic type attack on this Pokemon, but we can't always do that. And so, in this situation, I feel it's necessary to not really play the Psychic type attack. If you do want to play the Psychic type attack, you have to drop close combat. That's almost a must. And so your coverage then is just like whatever stabs you have. So it's a take it or leave it kind of thing. This next set is pretty much the same EVs, but with the Salt Vest instead of the leftovers. I believe this Pokemon is always going to want to be just bulky and hit you really, really hard and live damage when it comes its way. In the case for Iron Leaves here, we have access to Wild Charge, which is very good coverage. We have access to Sacred Sword, Psyblade, and Leaf Blade here, just very strong overall damage. And we also have this Terra Poison on us to tank any of the scary, super effective hits that Grass and Psychic would be scared of. Another notable thing is since we are a grass psychic type, we resist a lot of poison's weaknesses. So this is kind of just like a cool defensive Terra type that works well because we are a grass and psychic type. If you were really interested in playing like Terra Poison, this Wild Charge could be Terra Blast. And that way you would then have a check into Flutter Mane and any of the other fairies running around. You could also play Terra Steel and kind of do something similar. I know being Psychic means that you resist fighting. Being Grass means you resist ground. So this is a very good possibility of I'm going to play Terra Blast or I'm going to play Smart Strike. And I'll have a check into those fairy types that are always a problem or very prominent right now. This last set is just looking to do lots of damage very, very quickly. This is a Scarf set with Leaf Blade, Close Combat, Wild Charge, and Psyblade. EVs are pretty standard stuff. If I remember right, the EVs here for speed puts you past Scarf Tatsugiri, which obviously may or may not be important with depending on how Dondozo works out. But overall, I think Iron Leaves can dish a lot of damage out. It's just going to be hard trying to get it to be as powerful as Walking Wake. And so it'll be this very niche Pokemon on teams as a good grass type. But depending on like what Intimidate is doing, how Arcanine's played, and what like Bug or Dark and Ghost types are running around will determine how well Iron Leaves kind of slots into the meta. Overall, I'm very excited to get both of these Pokemon in VGC. I think the Walking Wake is going to be the biggest impact overall. Iron Leaves will likely see play as the format develops, especially since we are a Grass and Psychic type. Can kind of check that Walking Wake a little bit with neutral Grass attacks. But we'll definitely have to watch for a lot of what the Walking Wake can do with its fire and other good stab attacks. But that's all I got for the day. Make sure to do all the fun YouTube stuff for us on your way out, and we'll see you all on Friday. Bye, everyone.